Evening all, how are you doing? I knew I wasn't going to make it anyway, and remotely close to on time, although only 10 past, it could be worse. It's Monday, I'm not supposed to be organised on a Monday. I'll let you know what my excuse for Tuesday through Sunday are when I come up with one. How we did anyway, hope we're all well. Glasses cleaned up a bit, and we can see what's going on. Getting back out into shattered space. Should be good. Looking forward to. We have got a couple of side quests to do. One's going to be short, the other's going to be more extensive, I think. I think they kind of overlap a little bit, if I remember rightly. Potentially. And then we'll see how we do from there. I think it'll be back to main story at that point. Sure, there are probably more side quests, but they won't pop up for a bit if there are. I think. Probably. How you doing? Good, no? How's the weekend been anyway? Hope everybody's had a good one. I did a little bit of video work on Saturday. Kept it to a minimum though, which was what I wanted. And then spent the rest of the time playing Skyrim. Tweaking my mods a bit. That's an ongoing thing. But yeah, I had good fun playing Skyrim to finish off Falkreath and everything going on around there, and then went back and did a whole bundle of stuff around Whiterun. I'm kind of holding off on doing Dragon Rising for a bit. Definitely wanted to hold off until I'd done Falkreath, because you get people that quest givers and the like ending up very, very toasty from dragon attacks in Falkreath, which doesn't tend to happen quite so much in other places, because Falkreath, all the other towns, I think all of them, are separate load spaces, so dragons don't get into them. But Falkreath is just part of the open world, so dragons can land in the middle of town and F stuff up. So best to get that done early. I mean, you can risk it if you like, but I didn't want to. Yeah, that was cool. Decent weekend, fairly chill. I tried out a new UI mod, which is literally new. It's very, very recently released. It's an impressive thing in a lot of ways, but I ended up deciding it wasn't for me. So I kind of went back to something else. There's another UI option that I'm contemplating, but that would involve a massive overhaul of my setup. Wouldn't it be a bit of a nightmare? But I've mostly tweaked my UI as is anyway, and I'm quite happy with it, I think. We'll see. Yeah, no, that was basically my weekend. And started work on a video for tomorrow it'll probably be, and today, so that's cool. A bit of a weird timing on it, but whatever, it's all good. So, shall we? We're going into space today. How's it going, Tango? Evening shifty? Yeah. Let's go away. Let's make that go away. What's Steam telling me? Death Stranding Director's Cut on offer. Last of Us Part 1, presumably the PC remake, I'm guessing, is also on offer. Not the greatest deal ever, but it's not terrible. Division stuff's on sale as well. Interesting. Okay. Maybe it's a minute to figure out what it's doing, because it's been chopped and changed a bunch of times. There we go. Accidentally double clicked there. Kai. So yeah, we've got some scientists who need some help with some stuff. That's the main side quest we're going to do today. Main side quest. Oh dear. And we've got to deliver some stuff. That's about it on the agenda for today. We'll see what happens after that, because there's more main quest and stuff to do. I just noticed a couple of my fingernails have gone yellow from cooking earlier. I made curry for tea and now I have yellow fingernails. Oh well. Right. Remember the right controls. We've got the courier and scientific method. These are the two that we need to do. Something there which I need to check as well. Both. Yeah, I am a little confused by why that's over there, because both of these quests should be over here. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, and certainly if you hear noises in the background, it's fireworks. There seems to be quite a lot going off at the moment. Bonfire night tomorrow and all that. Okay, so that's the main quest. That's fine. Yeah, they're both over there. I think they're both in that structure, so the plan will be to head off that way. We'll see how we do. I don't think I've changed anything since last week. I'm trying to remember what I did. Oh yeah, that was it. I reskinned my spacesuit to be Varun orientated, didn't I? I couldn't remember what I'd gone for. I've got a mag shear, which is nice but not particularly fancy. Everything else, bloody hell, that was a loud one. Yeah, okay. Rock and roll. How are you doing, Kina? PC. For me. Right. Guess we'll... What am I doing? I'm going to put them both on. I can't put them both on, can I? It's... doesn't work that way. We'll get a bit nearer and we'll figure it out once we get there, because we've got to go to the same place either way, so... My audio levels might be a bit wonky for some weird reason. No. The audio levels in this game seem to hark back to Skyrim in a way, in that the music is unusually loud in proportion to everything else. Kind of drowns out some of the environmental audio and stuff. A bit of an odd balance. I don't know, alright? Any cool Fallout stuff so far? Yeah, the Starfield stuff is well, there's the stream and that's about it at the moment. Fortunately, the building didn't go quite the way I wanted it to. We'll see how I get on with maybe doing some building at some point. But it's fairly low down the priority list.
Ever the opportunist, aren't you?
Apparently so. Well, I'd rather you didn't call me that, to be honest, given the last time I used the word opportunist, it was in conjunction with the word backstabbing, and probably wasn't really, well, it was definitely not flattering. I was talking about our current Prime Minister at the time, and that he is just that, a backstabbing opportunist. Mind you, he's still better than the nasty, nasty witch the Tories have put in charge of their party at the moment. Let's not go down that road, that's just going to be depressing, isn't it? They went to hell, Androsia, they went to hell. I do like the scanner for finding bodies. Check that spacesuit out. I like the design of that one. It's a little bit more interesting. I mean, they're both quite interesting. This one's a little bit more alien. That one's a little bit more practical, I think. A bit more armoured around the shoulders and stuff. Yeah, exactly, Tony. How you doing, Brad? You alright? I've been avoiding Twitter now, so I can't say I've seen that particular comparison. I'll stick with nasty bitch, to be honest. Says everything that needs saying, really. It looks like it is not obstructed. It's quite clearly not obstructed. Doesn't count as my driving if I'm not in the vehicle at the time. Okay? I want to make that very, very clear. Not my fault. Anyway. Yeah, it's been going steadily down the toilet further and further since the useless twat took over. It's always a bit grim, though. Or has been for a while. Okay, so we're delivering the package to somebody who's actually a little bit over that way. So we'll do that first, that makes sense, I think. Oh, it's this guy. That's convenient.
I have work to do. Thought you'd catch me unaware, did you? Thought I'd be easy prey? Unless you want a hole in the middle of your chest, you'd better turn around and start walking.
Take it easy, I'm not your enemy. I surrender, please don't hurt me. If we're here to kill you, you'd be dead already. Tempted to say the last one, but let's be somewhat reasonable.
I suppose you could have put a bullet in the back of my head easy enough.
Yeah, exactly. Very Bethesda physics.
There's no end of trouble out here lately. We've got pirates and spacers circling like vultures looking for easy pickings. And that's to say nothing of those fanatics. Has the Great Serpent abandoned us? I don't know. Perhaps.
I've not got any evidence whatsoever to suggest that the Great Serpent even exists beyond the rantings of one dead guy. who was probably nuts. He did start a war over his imaginings. Mind you, it's not the first time in human history. So dangerous alone, why are you out here alone? Here to deliver a package. After that greeting, maybe I'll give you a package all. I'm not any of those things, I'm a courier. If you're so dangerous, why are you out here alone?
Because the only thing that annoys me less than pestering strangers is my work. Machines and structures don't waste my time with stupid questions.
Because he has to be, okay. Okay, just calm down a bit, deliver a package.
I don't believe you. I know the courier well, and you're not him. Tell me the name of the person who sent you, and prove that you are not a liar.
If anyone had told me I would be delivering this package to a paranoid mechanic, I'd have said no. Former courier's dead, do you want the package or not? Yeah, don't care, fired me. Yeah, I'm gonna be reasonable.
Fine, so you're telling the truth. I won't apologize for my manner. Trust does not come easily for me in these dark days.
No, if you trust me, you just don't be an asshole.
Constant pain in my back makes me poor company. I know.
I'll let him have that one.
Machines because they don't try to start a conversation. I prefer the quiet. But now, at last, my medicine has arrived. The Serpent knows I've gone too long without it. No doubt he hears my loud swearing when I struggle to get out of my bed every morning.
I know how this guy feels. Sounds like you need this. Get your medication, try to get some rest. Hopefully this will make you tolerable to be around. Let's give him the top one.
I needed it many days ago. But that is not your fault.
Now, technically I did take my sweet time about delivering it, but anyway. You don't need to know that. More loud-ass fireworks. Completed the main missions. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of doing them the other way around, I think, Steve. Before we push back on, a pair of scientists named Azad and Shireen Dubas are seeking a research assistant to help with a mysterious ailment affecting creatures near Dazra. Okay.
Let us hope whatever experiments were going on here are not running loose. What does your scanner reveal?
Reveals many things. Lots of stuff out that way as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Yeah, that sounds about right, I think, Noel. It's, even Mos Eisley has better standards than that. I want this airlock to be made available for outposts. Because that is so much better than what we currently have. Now, it's not really an airlock, it's just a door, but if it means your spacesuit has to be on in there, and sort of fine, you can use it for different things, but it's an extra option, and I would like it, please. The list of extra options I would like is quite extensive, really. Largely because the building system is kind of underwhelming, I have to admit. It was disappointing. There's a lot of things about this game I do like. That was definitely what I was hoping for, though. Especially their living quarters. Zard, here's a list of the reminders you asked me to make for you. Sweep greenhouse. Place order for more Koza. Clean microscope lenses. Replace faulty power cell in pharmaceutical lab. I love you. So clearly this is going to be a scientific couple working together then.
We just got another report from one of the growth farms. More dead animals. Bladed backs this time. No signs of injury.
Merciful Serpent. Whatever this is, it seems to be spreading. Still no word from the city about a research assistant?
Nothing. And I'm not really surprised in light of recent events.
Yeah, but they had a cracking view of the shit hitting the fan from here.
Serpent provides.
But
What a pleasant surprise! We so rarely have guests.
Hello. Welcome to Hamadi Station. I do hope you're here about the research assistant opening. We haven't had many promising applicants.
By which he means we haven't had any applicants.
Well, yes. Thank you for the painful reminder. Oh, love of my life. I'm Azad Dubas. My wife Shireen and I are scientists. We've been quite busy lately and are greatly in need of some help. We put out a call for a research assistant, but with recent events, we haven't had much luck.
By which he means we haven't had any luck.
This could become tiresome quickly.
So, are
Enjoy
you
it.
interested in a little field work?
How are we doing, Gray? Yeah, they do need to do... I think they need to go far bigger than Hearthfire did, but I've never really dived into Hearthfire. I don't know as much about it as I would like, but yeah, they definitely need to do a massive update and overhaul to it. I think Shattered Space, being as it was announced before launch, was probably priority one, but hopefully we'll see something like that coming in future. They want the game to have a long lifespan, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do a number of big things. They are planning more DLC like this every year as well, though, so we'll see. That's cool, Ray. I've not dived into this yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Bit of a tip of the tongue thing with the Mos Eisley there. Outpost system's supposed to allow making ship hubs. Well, some of that's been kind of worked in again in the form of empty ship hubs that you can decorate. So, in that regard, it's kind of come back. Problem is the decoration options we have available, the furniture options, don't look like they belong in the spaceship. They look kind of out of place. Some things work, some things don't, to my view. Which is why I have not really gone for empty hubs and then decorated them. I'd rather kind of tweak ones that are not empty, because, yeah, the furniture's better, mostly. There's probably a few exceptions I could work around with that, but for the most part. Anyway, good opportunity to learn more about your world. If it pays well, what kind of fieldwork it is. Let's find out a bit more before we agree. What kind of fieldwork are we talking about?
Data, mostly. Nothing too strenuous, I assure you.
Sounds like a good opportunity to learn more about your world.
Well said indeed. I've always believed that the Great Serpent looks with favor upon those who seek knowledge and enlightenment. My wife and I have been studying a recent and somewhat troubling phenomenon. You see, the local wildlife has been dying, and we're not sure why. The remains show no signs of external injury or trauma, so we can rule out most of the usual causes.
Fighting for dominance or territory, predators, hunters looking for sport. those sorts of things.
We began
like
to
a
see
disease,
this
then.
phenomenon just after the accident in Dazra. We're convinced
Uh-oh.
these events are linked, but the exact nature of the connection remains a mystery.
Need more information. Grasping at straws. Have you performed toxicology screening or checked for diseases? Well, that's where my brain went, and I don't have any points into zoology outside of the game. Any evidence to support the theory? If that's true, why aren't people affected? Let's do the zoology option.
Not yet, but we'll be running those tests soon. Unfortunately, we only have a few samples to work with. I'm not sure we'll be able to paint a complete picture.
What evidence do you have to support your
Well,
theories?
no, not yet. However, I'm confident that the process will prove the hypothesis to be correct.
Why aren't people affected?
We don't know that they aren't. For all we know, the same thing is happening to people right now, just more slowly. All the more reason to work with a sense of urgency.
Need more information
An
then.
accurate assertion. This is where you come in.
Even flippers, how
I
we
need
doing?
you to search for corpses of local wildlife and collect tissue samples. I'll give you a biosample collector that will extract and store the samples safely. Try to collect samples from different kinds of creatures. We want to cast a wide net. Return here when you've got them, and we'll begin the analysis.
The prospect of tearing rotten flesh from animal corpses is not what I would call appetizing.
She's gonna sit down over there. What kind of animal carcasses am I looking for?
You're looking for creatures without an obvious cause of death. There should be no wounds, no blood, no sign of physical trauma. What we are searching for is an invisible killer.
Get started.
Off you go then, and no dragging your feet. You're on the clock as of now.
Nice. Bladed back, Nautilus, and a Groat. Can't really see any movement in the effect around the Scaled Citadel from here.
This almost seems better suited to a surveillance post than a research lab.
We got a helipad over there. It looks like a helipad. Some interesting buildings and stuff around. A lot of potential places to send us quests. Whether or not they will, who knows, but... guessing they'll send us to some and not others. Oh yeah, there's so many static objects and decoration items and things. And yeah, more hab options, things like that. And placement options. It'd be great to have just so you can get way more flexible with the building options and the creativity. Well, I'd like to see anyway. What have we got? big old loop to take from the look of that. It's fine. We'll head this way. And come around this way. And presumably all the way back around again, which will be a big old drive back. But there's no avoiding that big blank section anyway, so we'll see how we do. Speaking of, you need to cure my rads a bit, I think. Hey. We go. Travelling around would have been quite different without the Rev 8 available. Must have been the case for a large portion of their production run on the DLC.
Destined to succeed.
Get cocky, Andrew. Don't say you get dead. Keep going on this way, and there'll be something in a puddle, and bear right. Yeah, some good lines in Dazra, for sure. I'll stay where I left it this time. Yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Do you see anything useful?
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. One of the things Bruce Naismith was saying in his various interviews recently, being not terribly long retired from working at Bethesda, was basically the same thing I said all along. Which amounted to starting from scratch on a new IP is a shite sight more difficult than building the newest entry into an ongoing series. Hence why he was of the opinion that over there that Starfield 2, when it comes around, will be a significant improvement over this one, which was more or less what I thought as well. So I won't have to do as much laying of the groundwork. Right, so it's up there, huh? Actually, I think on foot might be the play. We'll have grey hair behind. He's got grey hair already. Yes, we'll probably be looking at mid to late 2030s before that happens. Still. Point is still valid. That was not really what I clicked. Yeah, it looks more like it got burnt to death than anything else. You want some? I'm not going looking for you.
Forgive me if I do not follow along quite the same path.
No, I won't forgive you. Of course I will.
Why walk when we can coast?
I don't think I'd call it coasting exactly. Right, so I need to get over here. What's going to be the best route? Yeah, heading around and then back down, I think. Well, there's always something to get away. Yeah, certainly useful to have something to trek around in. Like my horse in Skyrim at the minute is doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the stuff I keep picking up. I don't know what's going on here, but
Take what you must. Leave the rest for the scavengers.
take what has value and leave the rest for the scavengers. How's that?
I cannot wait to kill you.
That wasn't directed at me. Ventilated. Blame him for hiding in a corner though. It was never going to end well for him. Shrine. Not to be confused with words that sound similar. Hmm. What's the simplest? Not the worst. Virage's journey? Okay. Well, I don't doubt we'll find the rest of those at some point. Goat milk does not look appealing. Mind you, neither does any other kind of milk, so...
Fine day for a drive, is it not?
It's not quite as bad as Lydia's sworn to carry your burdens. Such exasperation. Yeah, some of those locks definitely do get tricky. Oh, cool looking creatures, those grates. What I'm looking for, but it seems to be a little bit invisible. It did not spawn in. Just check a little plan here. Oh, we can sort of thread their way between the lakes there. Cool. There is no safety for you, you crazy fuckers. Ooh, that didn't go the way I was expecting it to. Stepped on the edge of that
Someone or something
blue thing and got teleported.
behind.
Oh, the other one's over there, aren't they? Yeah, just touched the edge of that and it zipped me somewhere else. I attempted to do it again. Take a bunch of radiation damage and health damage as well. Interesting. First time in the blue goo. I'm going to go the safe route and say no comment to that one. I feel like anything else is going to get horrifically misinterpreted. You're doing this on a new game plus, there you go. I wonder what interesting variations there are for a new game plus. Ooh. Theoretically, you can still die. It's a little unnecessary, I think, there, Androsia, but okay. Right. Back to Maddie Station. The way is probably around the lake, but I really want to see if I can go straight across. Seems like the dam is more effective than you'd think. Too effective. And there's no water coming through it, so it won't be generating any power. Mind you, half the city's gone, so they probably don't need as much power as they used to.
Cowards.
They look like they could be interesting structures, but I don't think they will be. That's still quite cool, right? Got some Starborn specific dialogue. Having spent very much time with New Game Plus, I haven't seen much of that stuff, so... Looks like a small town over there. Oil derricks. Ooh. Why derricks? Were they invented by somebody called Derek? Come on.
I'm going to end you.
Didn't even crash. Looks like a bit of an overreaction, Andrea. Ooh. I think I may have gotten a little less sleep last night than I thought. Bit of a wave of tiredness there. Yeah, building a big ass dam is a fairly effective way to generate power, that's for sure.
We soar like the eagles of old.
That's one way to consider it. This time, it's not getting annihilated by a flying vehicle. Dam will probably be full of holes.
Remote lab
Well, there's no
facilities are
water leaking out of
sometimes
it.
set up to engage in activities that are dangerous, illegal, or both.
Or just study things that are not quite so close to home.
Welcome back. Did you have any difficulty obtaining those tissue samples?
Not really, no. I smell like rotting animal flesh, but got what we asked for. Not losing my lunch. Nope, it's fine.
I'm glad to hear it, because there's more work to do. Your arrival is well timed. Some interesting new information has come to light. I'll take those tissue samples, and here's your payment. Shireen, dear, would you tell our dauntless research assistant about the latest news?
With pleasure. I hope you enjoyed your little jaunt into the field, because I'll be sending you right back out there. Some of the local farmers and growth herders have reported seeing unusual plant growth in the area. What's more, none of this unusual growth was seen before the Dazra incident. It's increasingly clear the event affected the ecosystem in some way, but the details elude us.
So, if their toxic in nature could explain the animal deaths. Further study is clearly in order. Let's see where this is going. How unusual. Connection to the dead creatures. Unusual how?
A change in appearance, at the very least. It would be difficult and, in fact, irresponsible to leap to any conclusions. If I can get some samples under my microscope, we'll learn much more, I think.
Yeah, Eagle's a bit of a cultural icon though, so references to them as well as, you know, knowledge and history and education and stuff leaving Earth and going out into space will probably be a thing. Fish and chips. Nice, Steve. Oh, we're excited about the fishing mechanic in 76. To be honest, not really. Fishing is not a thing that gets me excited. Not in games and not in real life either. I don't get it. I'm fine with it, but I don't get it. I know it's one of those big things that people always seem to be asking for in games. Am I really? Why? Why? Connection to dead creatures?
It's possible, but I prefer not to speculate. Better to keep an open mind and let the research tell the tale.
Toxic in nature to explain the
Good point.
deaths.
It's certainly a possibility worth investigating. Based on our information, these unusual new strains aren't limited to a specific area.
So we're going to do
As
another big
such,
lap.
We want to examine samples that come from several different locations. In short, the more data you can provide, the better.
Observe, analyze, hypothesize, and prove. These are the tenets of the scientific method. Without them, we're just fumbling in the dark.
Yes? Thank you, dear. You'll have to forgive my husband. He's never fully recovered from his days as a teacher.
Nothing wrong with being enthusiastic. I'm not an idiot. I know how science works. Can I use this tissue collected device on the plants?
You can, and indeed you should. The storage tubes built into the device are sterilized and will keep the samples pure. Proper research requires the proper tools.
Nothing wrong with being enthusiastic.
Agreed. I've always felt sorry for those who can't find work they truly love. The days must feel like sheer drudgery. We'll get to work studying the animal tissue. Now go forth and travel safely.
Accidentally catching a Milo Queen would certainly be a thing. Would be a tale to tell. Right, where does she need me to go? As predicted, big old loop around. hungry now. I'm still riding the enjoyment from my curry earlier. It was good.
I appreciate you taking the wheel.
Yes, say that now. Mind you, I can't imagine the AI would drive any better than me. I made indeed, Chesty. Yellow fingernails as the result.
Mind your surroundings. Even the plants here can be dangerous.
Alright, so I'm going to leave them to it. Interesting, okay.
You die today.
Well, if you want to get up on the turret.
You'll get there in no time.
And so I want to head north, and that looks like the best option to get up the cliff will probably be over there. I didn't go quite the way I was hoping. Could have gone worse though. Okay. I have the feeling I'm not supposed to drive up here. Okay. There's the next couple. Jeez, there's a big old trek there. Guess we carry on around. Suspension on this thing better be decent. So you go past the power station and keep looping around, I guess.
You cannot
May have struggled a bit there. Go on.
There you are. Are you prepared to die?
Survived impact to the head by the vehicle going that quick. It's probably a bit more than we can chew, I think. Ooh. It's fine. Well, I don't know that's the word I'd use, but anyway.
The most inauspicious entrances can lead to the grandest of caverns.
Mist Haze Cavern. I suspect it's going to be relevant later, that. Got a feeling, given the position of it. Ooh. I get up this cliff, really, don't I? She's a bit of an adrenaline junkie, that is for sure. There we go. Oh, is that it? You do 3 samples, there were more than 3 spots. If I'd realised that, I'd have just gone the other way. That's fine. On track. Boing. Bouncy vehicle. Mind you, I don't imagine a sports car will be much use here. Ooh. Over there. Ended up a little bit off course, I think. Kind of tell a lot of these footpaths were designed with character on foot in mind, and then the Rev 8 came along a bit later, I suspect. There's the gaps that have probably been a bit wider. Top Gear guys have been racing various sports cars across Varankai. Yeah, I could see that being the sort of thing they do. Space Top Gear.
We should exercise caution. Things in here may not react well to bullets.
Our roving research assistant returns. I know we've asked you to travel far and wide. Hopefully it wasn't too much trouble.
Manageable. Dead animals and digging in the dirt. No wonder you hired somebody else. How about a bonus to cover my travel costs?
Just think of all the fresh air and exercise you're
No.
getting. No amount of credits is worth more than that.
No trouble at all.
Good. It seems that things have been going smoothly so far. Perhaps it's a sign that the Great Serpent favors our work. Your supposition about the plants becoming toxic might just bear fruit.
Mystery solved. Pretty strong poison. Why would someone poison the animals? Is there enough information to make an antidote? Well, no, somebody would, but they might just eat them.
Oh, I very much doubt anyone is. There'd be no reason to do so. We depend on these creatures in more ways than one. Also, the incidents are widespread and affecting multiple species. No, I'm convinced this is not the hand of man.
Not directly, anyway. Enough information to make an antidote?
Far from it, I'm afraid. Even if there were, we'd be treating the symptom without addressing the cause.
Pretty strong poison?
I'm afraid so. Needless to say, the urgency of our work has increased somewhat. The evidence suggests that some force is acting on the ecosystem, changing it somehow. We don't yet have the complete picture, but there is one tool left to us. Would you care to explain, my dear?
With pleasure. To aid in our monitoring of local conditions, we designed a multi-function sensor suite. The device records data for weather, atmospheric pressure, radiation,
Airborne particulates, seismic disturbances, gravitic fluctuations.
Could we please move on?
Oh,
For a constellation member, Androsia's not
yes,
that
of
enthusiastic about the science.
we placed several of these sensors throughout the area. Each device can upload its data to a slate for comparison and analysis.
You might try all that stuff with a single device. Sounds promising. Can't wait to drag myself all over your desolate planet again. How many of these sensors are there? How many sensors are
There
there?
are 4 sensor devices currently deployed in the field. We spread them out to cover the widest possible area.
Of course you did. You monitor all this with a single device?
It's just a collection of devices fused together and running on a single power source. It's more a feat of improvisation than engineering, really.
Like a computer to me.
Transfer the data from each of the sensors and then bring the slate back to me. In the meantime, we'll see what we can learn about these unusual plant specimens. We'll solve this riddle yet.
Okay. Multifunction sensors. Again, I think the same loop is probably going to be the play, because going... From the look of things, the lay of the land just suits it a little better. Otherwise, there's going to be some difficult uphills to deal with. Pizza improvisation. It didn't go the way I was hoping, like.
You died.
There we go, we got him. Like a motorbike would make slightly more sense with the terrain, but hey. Not a lot more sense. Oh, that was close. Do not touch unless authorized. Link to sensor status. Battery high, power level high, storage capacity remaining large. Internal chronometer error. See log for details. Upload data. Recent data. A bunch of information and a chronometer malfunction. Time is all over the place, apparently. It looks like unknown energy signature Dazra Plateau region. That'll be the event that has been detected there. Nice. Glad you enjoyed it, Steve. Can't beat a good fish and chips. A shrine of redemption. I think I may have upset somebody there. These guys seem to be appearing out of nowhere and I'm driving into them. Well, we'll see whether or not it's a big mistake soon enough, won't we? You do agree. Although I do agree. Wrong button. Yep. Ooh, storage capacity medium. Notes value out of range. Error code value out of range. Ooh, looks like there's something I missed then. Yep, didn't manage to resynchronize there. And again, detected the same thing.
All right. In style, I see.
There's the power station down there. Maybe we'll be going that way at some point. Beef cherry cola, beef and cherry cola rub, and fried rice. Interesting. Yeah, a bit of a surf and turf. So there was a whole pathway up there that I just didn't see. Going through the cheese is definitely a bit of a challenge.
Good one.
Extra ammunition is always welcome if they have any.
You've got unlimited. I don't know what you're complaining about. My wheel has gotten stuck in the ground. Went a little bit further than intended. Storage capacity high. As per you say that, we stopped. We want to stay down here and head that way. Okay, I can do that. Up on a rock. It's a bit better. Ah, a road. Enough. Make this a bit easier anyway. Maybe. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like the sort of thing that leads to an installment of Final Destination, that one, Grey. Low storage capacity remaining. Largely the same. in itself is a bit weird. That looks like something's going a bit horribly wrong over there.
And your scan shows...
A tomb. That's a Nautilus, eh? Oh, there we are.
I will let you steer.
Quite as much juice as I was hoping for there. But we should be fine from here.
Housebound has always done its best to make use of the geography.
Well, use what you got, I suppose. Well, nearly back now.
Are you prepared to die?
I was a bit nearer to death than I realised. Yeah, more detailed and handcrafted map is definitely an improvement.
Be careful what you touch.
Next one will likely be geared towards accommodating the Rev 8 a lot better as well, which would be cool.
Oh, welcome back. Time to see if our sensors can peel back another layer of the mystery. Did you notice anything
Indeed.
unusual in the environmental data?
Gravity issues with the chronometers? Yeah, those.
Well, that's certainly not what I was expecting to hear. Now, let's have a look, shall we? Seems mundane enough. Oh,
Except...
wait just a moment. As I suspected, the sensors simultaneously recorded a single event that produced very unusual impacts. This is our
bet.
best glimpse yet into the Dazra accident and how it affected the surrounding environs. How interesting. The chronometer seemed to have gone haywire in all 4 of the devices. Even gravity itself seems to have been briefly altered. Remarkable.
Could the readings be a mistake?
For one sensor, perhaps. For all 4? No, it's not possible. As unusual as the readings are, they're accurate.
Rapidity and time were affected, wouldn't people have noticed? I think perhaps they did when half the city disappeared.
An astute question. However, I think the answer is no. The readings indicate very subtle shifts that could have gone completely unnoticed. At worst, there might have been a moment of dizziness or a sense of events being a bit earlier or later than expected. Those are hardly uncommon occurrences for most people.
Dizziness is. Sounds like the laws of space and time were
A
affected.
rudimentary summation, perhaps, but not without merit. Your payment as promised. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what we've learned from the plant tissue samples you brought back.
Yep, I think that's the way to go. You learn they were mutated strains with toxic characteristics. Yeah, we figured that out already. And I quite like that one. I'm here for the money, so let's just move on.
Why, yes, that's correct. I must say, it's a real pleasure to work with someone as intelligent and well-informed as you. Notably, the first sightings of these toxic variants coincide with the incident in Dazra. I'm just not sure how the strange effects of the vortex could cause plants to mutate so rapidly.
By triggering a defensive response. Countless species of fauna have evolved to develop protective mechanisms. Poisonous toxins are among the most common such adaptations.
That's true, but those adaptations evolved over generations across long spans of time.
Yeah, exactly.
These seem to have appeared in a matter of mere days. That shouldn't be possible.
And yet, the sensors documented fluctuations in the very fabric of space and time. Who's to say what's impossible when the fundamental laws that govern our reality are altered?
Yeah. If they were in some way... If their development cycle was in some way accelerated, perhaps. Can't imagine how, though. Toxic parts have to be destroyed. The animals are all doomed. Could they be dangerous to people, too?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not fatally, in any case. However, we rely on the local wildlife as a source of sustenance. If the problem is left unchecked, food shortages and eventually starvation could follow.
Shireen, do you remember that experimental compound you were developing?
The one designed to alter plant biochemistry? Huh. Interesting thought. I'd been theorizing about ways to create edible strains of local flora. It's possible I could alter the formula to neutralize the toxins in the affected species.
There is, however, a not insignificant complication.
I knew you were going to say that.
The experimental compound is locked away in cold storage at the botanical facility. I was growing strains of fungus and mushroom there for medicinal use, but we were attacked. A group of pirates called the Crimson Fleet took over the place, forcing us to leave. Pirates. Here, on Varun Kai. I could scarcely believe it.
I wonder how they found it. I dealt with worse won't be a problem. No offense, I don't say either of you taken on the Crimson Fleet. Yeah, I'll get your experimental compound, but I want hazard pay. Why would the Crimson Fleet want with a fungus farm?
Mushrooms and fungi can be used to create a wide range of illicit recreational substances. No doubt such products can fetch a high price. I suspect the pirates seized the facility to fund their operation.
Won't be a problem.
Then we'll leave the matter in your capable hands.
Research assistant, now mercenary.
We'll be waiting for you here.
I'm not sure what the flickering flashing is. I don't know. Actually, impressive views from up here. I'm assuming it's those things, but I don't know. Having been playing Skyrim, even with updated LODs on that game, which obviously I have got going at the moment, the detail in the distance, for the most part, apart from the fact the ship's not responding to the lighting very well, is pretty darn cool. Nope, wrong game. That's my one complaint, is that this big old black ship here, which may be painted black deliberately, I don't know, is not picking up any of the lighting, whereas everything else in the environment is, and it looks a bit weird. And the Botel guy down, he's a fun guy. Yeah, it's a fair description. Yeah, I remember running into the Crimson Fleet over there, actually.
Why walk when we can coast?
There's an awful large herd of creatures there. Yeah, that whole ship does not seem to interact very well with the light, for whatever reason. Here's my ship, and that interacts with the light. Little alarming noise there. Tried to do a little boost jump over the there, didn't quite make it. You pew, boys and girls. think I got him there, but...
Messing with the fly kill, I share.
Somehow I ran out of boost energy there, and I thought there was something else going on. Not quite sure what happened there either.
Not the best you can do. I cannot wait to kill you.
All right.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there's something worth taking.
I'm guessing that's going to be a Skyrim door. Painted the ship band black. Yeah. Definitely some opportunities to make a penny or two. Taking the Grundle though, that's not going to make me anything. Well, there should be some... If I'd seen those were explosive, it might have been a little bit different. Well, I don't know where the body's got to, but whatevs. We did 5 minutes, they've already painted on the doors. Now this it's thingy, nice. Still in the 70s, I think. Kisnik, yeah?
How quickly can you get that done?
Not that quickly. This one, not so quickly. That's actually not so bad. Trax-aligned space helmet. Advanced, bolstering, galvanized, reactive. Actually, all good. Don't think quite as good as what I have. Compare. So I've got anti-ballistic, antiseptic, and repulsing. Not quite as good as what I have, but it's good. Gonna go for minor joke on that one. Thank you very much for the sub. Anyway, welcome on in. I feel like everybody else has an easier time figuring out how to say things, or maybe they just worry about it less than I do, but welcome anyway. Appreciate the sub. Here we go.
Time to earn a living!
You're not finished one since the changeover this summer? That surprises me, Tangy.
Do you think the pirates have stashed a hoard of treasure? Oh, I suppose it is not that amusing.
I don't know. I thought it was entertaining and optimistic. Actually, enjoy it. Gets my vote. They better have marked it with an X, or I'll be thoroughly disappointed. Sweet Java coffee cup, huh? I think I've had one of those before. Trust nobody. Everyone! This place is ours, no one's going to take it for us. You see any of those half-room freaks trying to get in, waste them quick. Same goes for any from the fleet that ain't us. You think Delgado's crew ain't gonna try and take the operation over if they find out about it? Trust nobody, and I mean nobody. Kill on sight anyone that ain't in our crew. It's the only way we're going to hold on to this operation. Don't get lazy, you'll be made an example. Spread the word. No, Delgado's not got his fingers in this particular pie.
Curse you!
Whew.
We should move on. There's nothing worth taking.
Well, we're not going to find out if there's anything worth taking unless I loot the bodies, are we? No boss. That one's not worth having, but cleanly cut, machine cut tunnel here. Gate opens outwards, smacks me in the face.
Hello, love. Did you need me to carry something for you?
Yes, dear, absolutely do. As soon as I remember how this works. That'll be fair.
Take care, love.
I wonder if future DLC might introduce new romanceable people. Other than the 4 we've got at the moment. The options are not exactly extensive in this game.
Wait, what was that? The heck?
Gotcha. There's a lot of pirates, or at least a lot of targets on the there. Where did you come from? The Androsia getting stuck in there, which I'm not best pleased about. I'm not here to join in.
Give up already.
Get down!
You're not walking out of here. Now we are having fun.
Quite what I had in mind. Gotcha. Still a few out there, aren't there? Guess that doesn't count.
You can't hope to win.
Yeah. I think Androsia's trying hard to clean them out here. Back there somewhere.
You cannot beat me.
Gotcha. Oof. Couple more. I'd assume they're downstairs. Well, some of them must be. Well, we'll find them in a bit. Starborn based romance option. That would be interesting.
Always worth
Yeah,
checking.
I mean,
Never
I
know
get
what
that
you
they're
might
kind
find
of
in their pockets.
keeping Crimson Fleet who are here are keeping the location secret from their higher ups to try and keep the profits from their venture to themselves. Still doesn't answer the question of how they found the place in the first place. Shouldn't have really been. I mean, I suppose they could have stumbled on it by sheer dumb luck, but they don't really seem like the exploration types. Extended mag drumbeat is not the worst thing I've seen. I can kind of see, when I think about it, why Starborn characters would be disinclined towards romance. Pretty steady thing in the long term kind of a way. Now, after a little while, they've basically settled into this kind of lifestyle decision that they're going to keep hopping universes, and when they're not actively hopping, they're working on actively hopping. So establishing a long-term relationship with somebody else is kind of not going to work out very well if you make that particular lifestyle choice, shall we say. So most of them are probably like, short-term things, maybe. Not interested in the long term. Definitely has the vibe of the way forward to it, so let's see if there's other ways down. Looks like there are. Cool complex down there. They start to the more backstory on how they got here, and a list of loot that's pretty hilarious. Yeah, it does sound like something to keep an eye out for. Come on, don't touch pussy. There's a fungus farm, all right.
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
No, not useful, but definitely valuable. Yeah, if you did start a relationship with somebody and then became Starborn later and encountered a version of them from an alternate universe, it would set up an interesting dynamic, I think. You're right. On the other hand, that dynamic would be a bit one-sided, given that whilst you would be the same version of yourself, the version of them you encounter would not necessarily be the same one that you had encountered previously, so it would effectively be a very similar but different person. Actually not so similar, depending. Steel cups are only sometimes collectible. Ooh, got a big one. Took a minute of concentration. Got it.
Shame they cannot just break it open.
That went pretty well. Yeah, they could potentially set something interesting up. I mean, the way I'd probably do it is either lean into that whole similar but a little different thing and play up the weirdness of it all, or go the other way and have you both had a relationship with different versions of each other. So, but not the two that encountered each other, you know? Will create its own unique scenario again. What we got here? What's the potent Varun wine? Locked up. It's about to become a lot less locked up. That's not the right option. That's probably one. There we go. That was relatively challenging. Ooh. All the wine! I will become an exotic wine salesman or something. Possibly just an alcoholic, one or the other. Having a love interest turned out to be one of the strange alien beings attacking you. Yeah, that would be an interesting turn of events. I mean, it kind of can pan out that way anyway, can't it? Sort of. Depending on the choices you make. Woo!
walking out of here.
That was destructive. Large amount of violence, small amount of time. Like the combo of group buying Dazra. Damage reduction, carry weight boost, and XP game. Oh, that's pretty decent. Yeah. How would you explain to somebody who didn't know about you being Starborn, if you were Starborn and they weren't, no?
Did they have anything of value?
I assume you either would approach the whole thing on the basis of a short-term relationship and not bother mentioning it, or, depending on how much of a shitty person one was, lie through your teeth. I don't really see another option. I mean, you could tell them the truth and they'd either go for it or not, I suppose. I probably think you're crazy in it, and things won't end well, but... be my guess. So I'm pretty sure this is the exit. And I've pushed on this way early, which is fine. Yeah, well, great, and well, so yeah, that's the wine I was picking up, wasn't it? Yeah, nearly 30 bottles of. Koza is the goat milk, yeah. Yeah, and looks terribly ugly. Yeah. There's, assuming you're intending to head off and go through to a new reality sooner or later, then, yeah, oversharing is not going to help you very much. Be advantageous at all, I wouldn't think. Persuade them. Can they follow you through, though? Can more than one person go through the Unity off a single set of artifacts? I don't know if that's actually established that they can. I know there's a whole load of talk about it, like who's coming, who's not coming, and then everybody ends up staying, I think. But, I don't think you get the option to actually put it to the test, do you? On logs. Unlicensed persons detected in facility. Unlicensed persons detected in facility. Dangerous intruders. Employees remain at station. Secure work areas. Don't report to loading bay until further notice. Unlicensed persons. Control turrets. And I've destroyed all turrets.
Please try not to alert anyone to what you're doing.
There's nobody left to alert. I think there's like one person around somewhere and they're going to become very Swiss cheese-like before long. Every time. Ah! I didn't get to disable those turrets.
Hey, I got you're not supposed to be.
It was the pirate who invaded the place.
Keep your head down. I told you to keep your head down. Let's end this.
Have your head!
Do you not see any more bad guys, despite their continuing efforts to shoot at me?
Watch out!
Seriously, where the fuck are these guys? Because that.
I'm taking you down.
Give up already.
My head.
Yep. Your head, indeed.
The spoils of victory. Thank God.
You got a death wish?
Yeah, I wish you'd die. It's a reasonably entertaining demise on his part. Nice. 2 skill points. Got a meeting in a bit, guy. If you go through with a romantic partner, the you at the Unity says your partner eventually follows you through. Don't think you necessarily meet the same version, though. Yeah, that sounds about right. Doesn't mean you're going to end up in the same place at all. Certainly a lack of any guarantees. Here. Don't need that one right now, really. Doubles previous bonuses. That's tempting. What we got over here? I want to work my way down towards some of these. Use that one. And put dump a point in there. Again, that's kind of useless to me. We buff the south. 100% more difficult to detect. Suppressed weapons do additional damage. Doors you interact with no longer alert enemies. Oh, cool. That's good. I think either sniper or crits. Automatic crits. And hold your breath longer to crit weapons. That one. Out. And we're going to stick some bandages on, improve my bleeding. I don't know where the heck I am right now. Okay, right, yeah. Brain has caught up again. And let's see effect report. Effects brief, you'd think it lasted days, though intense provides a sense of understanding. Sensation is deeply unsettling, isn't euphoric at all, but leaves one feeling insightful and in awe. My memory of exactly what I encountered is vague and clouded, but the presence of a powerful entity lingers with me. Though the experience was rewarding, I would not describe it as positive. It would be difficult for me to abuse this as it leaves me with an intense feeling of discomfort. Description of the wine that we had. Unsettling, not euphoric, intense. Leaves one feeling insightful and in awe afterwards, with vague memories. Presence of a powerful entity. The implication, presumably, being that gives you an enhanced, some kind of psychic connection to the serpent, I would guess. Interesting, though. There's what I came for. Experimental neutrifying compound.
This is worth the effort.
I'm going to have a large quantity of highly dodgy, psychoactive wine, so that's going to be a whole thing. Tell you what though, this is a much more substantial side quest than I was anticipating it being. Didn't think it was going to be as short as some of them. It did have that vibe of being a bit more substantial, but it's been even more substantial than I expected. Which is cool. Okay. That ended up being easier than I thought it was going to be. Elixir storage key. Well, it's a bit late for that. Unless there's a load more in here. There is, but it's not the same key apparently. Well, they're giving you a hell of a lot of this stuff to get. I'm guessing because there won't be a lot of opportunities to get it afterwards. And you'll be left with a limited supply, but... Don't need to hack that one. It's got stuff in it I would collect if it was lying around, but not when it's locked away like that. It'd been easier if it stayed behind the heating. I can't see very clearly through that. I'm getting XP for all this digi-picking I'm doing. That's probably the wrong one. It's better. Oof. I felt like that was shrinking on me, actually.
Dinner takes all this to phrase, is it not?
Enjoying this environment. So that was where... Oh, interesting. That was where I chose not to go in earlier. Okay. Which means along here I should have us cleared out and moving towards the exit. There's probably at least one more body somewhere to loot. I think I've been up there though. Maybe I have. Yeah, it looks like I have. Well, if there's any more, it's probably not worth hunting too far and wide to find their earthly remains. Look like this thing works, does it? More's the pity. I do like those mineshaft lifts, they are very cool designs. This has got like missile silo vibes to it. Catch you later now, have a good one. Time of night already, huh? I'll load more of the wine, yeah, the dodgy wine. Thought Andrea was just going to shove me off the edge for a second there. Feel like we're back at start of the game in Argus Extractors. In Vectera. And I bet we're at the Skyrim door I mentioned earlier. We are, I think. Job's a good one. I like this thing would turn a little better if it was getting a bit more traction, but it doesn't feel like it is. Getting the traction, I mean. Bump. Well, it didn't go perfectly, but it did go okay.
Quiet. Did you hear that?
Migratory herd going on here. Good. Androsia's going to get beaten up by the car again. Bloop.
Let us hope this laboratory has adequate safety protocols.
Well, none of the other ones we've seen in the cell system seem to have, so don't get your hopes up, Androsia.
Well, look who's back. And
Bit of a
still in
torch
one
on.
piece, no less. It was good to talk. Well, look who's back. And still in one piece, no less.
Got your compound, or you've little faith. Here's your science cube. But all the corpses I left behind in the fleet's not the only thing that's crimson. What do you mean still in one piece? You actually doubted me?
Gathering plants in the wild is one thing, but raiding a pirate base is wholly different. Rest assured, I will never doubt you again.
Still in one piece?
I've heard tales about those pirates I don't care to repeat. Suffice it to say, lost appendages and limbs aren't unheard of among those who cross them. That's assuming the stories are to be believed, of course.
Now, the fact she separates the word appendages from the word limbs, being as they could mean the same thing, implies that in her context, they don't mean the same thing, which raises the issue, I don't want to know what the appendage is if it's not a limb. But I think I already do know. Anyway, I've got your compound.
Have you now? Well, bravo then. When Azad first suggested taking on an assistant, I'll admit that I had my doubts. I'm happy to say that you've laid them all to rest.
With a
Here
big
you are.
gun.
Payment as promised. Did you hear that, love? Our courageous research assistant has delivered yet again.
I never had a shred of doubt. Nothing inspires courage and perseverance like the pursuit of knowledge, I always say.
That is quite literally the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Well, I certainly always think it.
Yes, dear. Of course you do.
They're an entertaining couple. There's definitely 100% the flip side of this kind of backward and forward coin that we're seeing here. This kind of sparring relationship they've got right now. There has to be another side of it. If they seem generally happy and like they're in a somewhat long-term relationship, so when they are married. So, but that wouldn't be the case if there wasn't a flip side to this coin. If all they had was the sparring, they'd be miserable, I suspect, by now. But yeah, it's an interesting, like, this is the one face that they're showing. What's the other face that they don't show? Kind of, it's an interesting relationship. I like this. Good bit of writing. Anything else I can help with?
You've done more than enough as it is. We could hardly ask more of you. We'll get by on our own from here.
Guess you got some work ahead of you.
Indeed we do. Thanks to you, we not only have the answer to our little mystery, but a path to resolving it. Here's a little something extra for a job well done. Best of luck in your future scientific endeavors.
Awesome. I do feel like a bit more of a conclusion as to what's going on, other than the fact that the events made the plants toxic would have been nice, but still. Planet is moving through the sky quite quickly. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting offset there for sure.
Are you sure you want to take a chance like that?
Not really. I didn't mean to do that at all. I meant to sit on the chair and go to fighter mode, but unfortunately I had to react quickly and it didn't go quite according to plan. What I am going to get though is a nice picture here, I hope. There we are. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Good ones there. Oof. No, I'll stick with the standard, I think. Actually, I won't. I'm going to stick with that one, which I wasn't expecting. I don't normally use a filter. Nice little, somewhat coupley picture. And where's the new item I accidentally picked up that is probably stolen? There we go. Didn't get stolen, it's behind the prop. No quad, but it costs you all your scrap. Well, worthwhile investment, I think, there, Shifty. Successful mission. Yeah, definitely. Working towards a goal and achieving it as well. Yeah, there's a couple of decent ones there, Steve. Two-star Charisma and 3-star Sentinel. Yeah, need some decent stuff. Especially with the Sentinel. Well, depending on your build, possibly the Charisma as well, but... Yeah, you can really tell this was developed, like the landscape was put in place before the Rev 8 was invented. Developed, rather. So the environments don't quite align. But the next expansion we get will be better geared towards vehicles. Whatever vehicles we happen to have in the game at the time. Non-modded ones, of course. So, tomorrow, the Promised Broken. Become a member of House Run, technically, and must now speak to the High Council to find out what is happening in Dazra. There we go. I'll also disappear off and sell most of the stuff that I've picked up, because probably go to Aquila for that, but I'll probably do that between streams, I think. As we have quite a lot of stuff to get rid of. Anyway, for now, it's about that time. Oof. Claims to be hazy today, and somehow I don't think that's going to be entirely accurate given the time of day. Yeah, that's out of date. Oh, curious. Bunch of stuff Microsoft's waving in my face. Yeah, it's good session now. Quite pleased we managed to get to the end of that set of side quests, and everything kind of came together nicely. Took the right amount of time. It was good. The side quest, as I say, there was more to it than I anticipated, but it was cool. It could have been wrapped up a little bit more nicely at the end, I think, but we'll have to see how that goes. Like, anyway, yeah. A few challenges there with the old upload speed. We don't know if it's my computer or if it's something else. Oh, well. Probably is my computer. The numbers are fine, but there's red lights. Weird. I think it's just taking a minute to catch up. Since Sentinels mods go for real money. Jesus, people are crazy. Crazy. Yeah, just in time for the end, guy. Yeah, enjoyed that. So, yeah, as I say, we'll push on with the main story tomorrow. Should have a video up tomorrow. Got it's a little bit out of time, but I have a plan for it, so it should be fun. 30k caps for a quick sale. Not that good. And also, I don't know, people are bonkers. Crazy. Anyway. Sentinels is glitched right now, is it? Glitched as in it works too well or doesn't work at all? Go either way, that one. Yeah, it's a best build video that I've got for tomorrow, so that should be fun. Otherwise, yeah, we'll sort of play it by ear for the rest of the week, see how things go. But plan is more Starfield tomorrow. Not sure about Wednesday, I'll see what mood I'm in. Probably do some Fallout, probably. And then on Thursday, Friday, we'll jump back into the Axis Unseen. Should be cool. Yeah, looking forward to. Yeah. Yeah. A bit worn out tonight. My brain's a little kind of. Oh no, I slept okay over the weekend, but I think last night, or up until last night, I think I ended up just a bit of a short one. Oh well, it's all good. We'll level things out over the next little while. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. Hope you've had fun tonight. Yeah, I'm enjoying Shattered Space. I know there's some misery gutters out there really wanted to rag on it, but it hasn't been a game changer. But I think if you enjoy Starfield, it's a good DLC. If you don't like it, it won't change your opinion. which is not terribly surprising, really, given that a lot of it was probably beginning to be planned prior to the launch of the game in general. Chaotic, sometimes you take no damage, sometimes you take extra damage. Oh, that is crazy, guy. Weapon weight reduction, that's a good one, yeah, for carry space if nothing else. Faster reload, definitely nice to have. Yeah, I can see why low health builds would want it. Yeah. Either way, looking forward to pushing on with this. I'm curious to see what Bethesda have got set up for the future. We've not had any updates since Shattered Space, and we'd be due some news by now, I think. If they're keeping on with their 6-week update thing. And they'd have like another week or so, yeah, just over a week, in order to finish off whatever they're working on. But they haven't put anything into beta yet, so I don't know. Maybe they'll give it a couple of weeks and then something go into beta for an update before Christmas and then something else. So, yeah, so I'm inclined to agree, Shifty. We'll see what they do. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of things I would like to see Bethesda massively overhaul. I went looking for a mod actually for something, but oh yeah, that was it, conversation history, because occasionally I forget what was said. And there doesn't seem to be one. At least there isn't one on Bethesda Net. There might be one on the Nexus maybe. I could hunt around there for it. We'll see. Yeah, I keep getting distracted by modding Skyrim, which has been good fun so far. Anyway, folks, I'm going to put my feet up and chill for a bit before I crash out. So, thank you all for hanging out. We've had fun. Do appreciate, you know where the buttons are if you haven't already. The likes and subs and notification bell and social media links and channel memberships and all that stuff. If you want to check it out underneath the video, stream, thingamajig. Delete as appropriate. And yeah, we'll hit this back up again tomorrow and push on with the story. It could be fun. Until then, have yourselves a good rest of your evening. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. I'll see you around about the same time tomorrow night. Well, until then, have a good one. All right, folks. See ya.